What up, everybody? Welcome to a mini episode of the Car Chronicles reviews. It is your boy Cosmic Balls here with Erana, 50% of the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. And so we are in San Antonio this weekend.
Texas.
San Antonio, Texas this weekend. Let me correct myself. Home of the Alamo, home of SeaWorld, home of Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. I don't know why they get to keep theirs and Houston lost theirs, but whatever.
Agreed.
Whatever.
Agreed.
Whatever. Anyway, we are here because we were visiting a friend. Shout out to Sally.
Yeah. Shout out Sally. Thank you.
And thank you for letting us stay there. And also, there was MonsterCon this weekend here. And what is the name of this building? It is It's a mall. It's an old mall. It's a dying mall.
And we heard about it through Shannon.
In
2016 at Comic Palooza.
2017, I want to say.
One of those years.
2017,
was awesome.
2016.
She was making a lot of stuffed horror figures, and she went over the horror cons in Texas with us. And I'm a horror girl, and we normally go to Texas Frightmare, but unfortunately they sold out on Saturdays and most of their group passes and everything, so we didn't go this year. So we decided to try this con.
Correct.
Because San Antonio is not too far, so we came out here to see what was going on.
Yes, and everything was on the first floor. A bunch of people had their little booths and their little stalls set up. A bunch of anime, mostly horror.
Yeah.
Collectibles, action figures, Funko vinyl pops. If you've been to a con, you've seen them.
Yeah.
This was mostly horror centered.
Yes.
There was animatronics everywhere, and we had to enter through Spirit Halloween to get there. But you know, as you can see, this one's upset.
No, tell them why I'm upset.
Nope. Anyway.
No, we're gonna say this. Okay, so does everybody know Irania has an irrational fear of clowns. I love everything horror, but I stay away from clowns at all costs. And we walk in, Spirit has like a little thing set up, and who's standing there is Pennywise.
The new one.
The new one with the horrible face. And it's like, oh no.
And people and kids are taking pictures with him. This one gets on the far side of me, away from him, as we walk by.
Because I didn't want it to accidentally reach out and touch me, and then somebody has a workman's comp. No, thank you. Okay? No, thank you.
Anyway, after we walked by him, we saw that it was on the first floor. We had to go through the food court, and it was like some of the booths were pretty nice. They had bunch of little figures, little stickers, patches, action figures, and it was pretty cool.
It was cute.
Some interesting stuff, some rare stuff, some very rare stuff. Some VHS tapes of old horror movies and shows.
You have a VCR, hey?
Yeah, they had the VHS of Dark Crystal and Goosebumps.
And I almost passed out.
And the entire volume of Animaniacs on VHS. And it was just like, wait a minute.
Right.
Like they had some collectible figures from Halloween 3 Season of the Witches. This one's favorite Halloween. They had some Evil Dead stuff. There was Ashy Slashy from the Evil Dead, Ash versus the Evil Dead show. Sam from Trick or Treat, which was a delightful movie when we watched it together.
Slept on.
Very slept on. If you're into horror
and anthologies
and Halloween in general, watch that movie.
Absolutely.
Trick or Treat.
Absolutely.
I still need to buy it, but anyway, there was like a lot of stuff going on. Some of the old monsters. There was Godzilla, some zombies, skeletons. Your typical horror stuff. And
lots of t-shirt vendors. Had really good t-shirts, good quality. It wasn't where it looked like somebody pressed it at their house. It was like good quality things.
Correct. There were some authors there. Some tarot, Ouija board stuff, little figurines, tarot card packs.
Yeah, and something with some fingers, like the different parts of the palm.
Yes.
Some kind of diagrams. We did not go near that.
There were some movie studios there as well.
Yeah.
They were showing off a movie I saw, Butcher's Bluff. The actress was there also, and there was a the killer in his costume, and we got to take pictures in his bone throne.
Yeah.
Which sounds
Kind of gross.
Adultish.
It does.
At the VHS store. So, but you know, it was a giant chair made out of human and animal bones. So
And it was pretty cool. It was sturdy.
It was sturdy. We both sat in it.
Yeah.
With no issues.
I thought I was gonna sit and go pop, and then I'm laying on the floor, but nope.
It stood up, and we got pictures of that, so you'll see that on our Instagram.
Yeah.
And so like there was, and there were, even aside from the little Monster Con, there were some little booths set up in the store.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some very nerdy shops, a K-pop store, Nine Tails, which is like a anime and figures store.
The video game.
There was the classic video game store. They had a full Sega Saturn that looked like it was fresh out the box.
Right?
Like they just took it out.
Yeah.
They had a Sega CD in there that looked the same. There was some old school stuff in there, and it was old PlayStation, Genesis, Super Nintendo. It was, I love going to those old video game shops.
You just grin like, yay!
Right? Like
they had those Game Boy games.
Oh man,
like
yes,
a ton.
Yes.
So it was nice.
It was very nice. And what else? There was a little action figure and a little creepy Halloween store in there too. They had full on old monster books, VHS movies. They had an old classic Frankenstein vanity set. It was nice.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe one day we'll come back.
Yeah, and it's free.
It is free.
For anyone
it is free to enter.
Yeah,
so,
it's at the mall. You just kind of walk around. There's lots of vendors.
There's no pay for parking. It's no pay
they may
entry.
have had some kind of little show on that little runway earlier.
Probably.
We were kind of late getting here.
We were late
it was a
getting there.
mall, and we figured, you know, it wasn't going to be like, you going to be there all day,
right.
you know, type of thing.
Right.
But I know they did have a Halloween contest, because I saw that for costumes, best costume. And people are dressed up, guys. Like,
yes,
they're cosplaying out here. And
we saw Leatherface. We saw a female Edward Scissorhands.
The
Beetlejuice.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We saw a giant chicken.
Yeah. We saw those pumpkin people.
Oh, the Jack-o'-lantern folks from, I want to say, Goosebumps, Night of the Jack-o'-lanterns. But,
and the Jason Voorhees in the corset.
Yes. Corset Voorhees.
Very friendly person he is. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
He had a corset. He wore a skirt, and his legs were clean. So
and he was like, excuse me.
And he was pushing
sorry.
a stroller.
Yep.
And he was working it.
Yeah,
okay.
And lots of good guy kids and adults dressed as good guy dolls.
Yes. Very much so.
Like, honestly, the percentage of participation for just this and the size of it was actually probably more than a lot of events that we go to.
Right.
I mean, because like it was a lot of people, and even if they weren't cosplaying, they were like me. They had on
they had horror themed stuff on.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, get it, y'all. I see y'all out here repping. Like,
absolutely.
That was what was up.
And I think one of the best parts was just us walking around and hearing like side conversations. We know parents are raising kids right.
That's right.
When little toddlers walk around, that's Freddy Krueger.
Like
right, victory.
Right
raise them young,
right.
Treat them right.
They're loving it.
So, like, one little girl got to take a picture with Michael Myers, and she was all smiles.
Yeah, she was ready, and I was like, that was me. I love it. Love it.
Well,
and we got these cool.
Yeah, and we got some stuff. Oh, not to also mention.
Shout out
to the Houston Horror Film Festival, which we will be going to next year in July. So, like you woke up, they had a little spin thing. You had to answer some horror trivia for a chance to spin.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
the guy was. We didn't even get his name.
We didn't get his name, but he will be at the door.
Yes.
Next year, and we will shout him out then.
No. In October, he's going to be working the entry table.
Oh, he's going to be working the entry table.
They have pop-up stores, because I follow them on Facebook. They have one major event that's a 3-day event. Then they have, I believe he said, 4 other pop-up events throughout the year. So there will be a pop-up in October. Again, it's Houston Horror Film Festival.
Yep.
They have all kinds of special guests, everything, and that is in Houston. The pop-up in October will be in Katy, Texas. you can go follow them on Facebook, maybe on Instagram. I can't really remember, but I know definitely on Facebook for more information and details and stuff like that. They did say they were going to be looking for us. So,
Yep.
and the guy was awesome. And
Right.
he did get the trivia questions right.
Right, because my question, I went first, was how many people did Jason Voorhees kill in the first Friday the 13th movie? Zero.
Pamela Voorhees
His
did all the
mother
killing.
was the killer in the first one. He wasn't even in there till the end.
Right. And my question was, what was Norman
Bates's hobby? And so if you haven't seen Psycho, like this one,
I've seen it. It was just when I was 3. Like,
whatever.
I'm not really a serial killer-ish type person. Psychological thrillers.
So
are not
I
my
do
thing.
it. So it was like I had to think about it because I knew it was going to come down to either two things, either ornithology or taxidermy. So he offered to give her multiple choice options. And
he
so
was like, what did he say, a stripper?
he said a stripper.
He was like a stripper, a photographer.
Photography.
I was like,
taxidermy.
Right. I was like, what's happening? Like, then he couldn't even really think of another one. He said dog walker.
He said dog walker.
We were like, oh, okay.
And she still looked at me for help.
I was like, is that a photography and taxidermy? And I'm thinking, I'm going through the movie in my head, like, trying to figure it out. And I'm like, shit, I don't remember. I was like, I knew he was going to give me one of a movie that I don't fucking watch.
Like, and I knew the answer because, and the reason I had it down to those two choices of either ornithology or taxidermy, because if you've seen the movie, there's stuffed animals everywhere, and he likes birds. And so it was just like, it's going to be one of those two. But anyway.
But not a stripper.
But not a stripper. We got them both right.
Yeah.
And so I got a sticker when I spun. She got a patch. And and we also picked up some magnets from one booth, which is also, word to the wise, some of these booths may be cash only.
Yeah.
So like this one was, so if you don't carry cash, there's an ATM there with a $3.95 fee.
So you might want to bring cash with you.
Bring cash with you.
Yep.
Also, so the magnets.
Okay, I started, because of this one, when we go to cons, he's always like, Irania, look. And he'll point out something that I'm like this, oh. So I started collecting horror mini Lego figures at Comic Palooza. How many years ago?
4.
All right. So every time we go, I go to the same vendor and I pick up little bitty Lego figure people that I don't have already. So recently, I was like, ooh, I want to go to Texas Frightmare and collect magnets for my refrigerator. So when we go to Bedrock City Comics, I always look to see if they have any horror refrigerator magnets. The flat ones, the fun ones, stuff like that. So I've gotten, 3? I know I have a Camp Crystal Lake and like some others. Mm-hmm. So I was like, when I go to horror things, now that's my thing. I'm looking for magnets. So when we walked up, I was like, magnets! So I got this awesome, this awesome mini faces of Jason Voorhees magnet, which is dope as fuck.
Wait a minute, do they have burlap sack on that?
Nope, they don't. They actually have... They have the boy in the lake. they got that boy in the lake.
They don't
look. Tom Savini, boy in the lake, right there.
They have his mother on here.
And they have Jason X.
Well, they got him with the burlap mask off, but
I mean, you ain't got 7 strands of hair. Okay, but either way, that goes next to Camp Crystal Lake. Then this is called Kill Destroyers. Some of my favorite slashers.
It's like a Kiss album cover.
Yeah, so it's all cute. I love slashers. We know this. And of course, I could not. There was some other ones, and I was like, ugh. But I can't deny the boy Ash Williams. Like, I don't even like Army of Darkness. Mm-hmm. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm an original Evil Dead person and the reboot. I will watch Evil Dead 2, but after that, I'm good. Okay? After that, we're
But
straight.
the show.
The show,
amazing.
The show, though.
The show's amazing.
And the reboot, of course.
Yes.
But I can't pass up something with Ash Williams on it. We did have the pleasure of seeing him at Texas Frightmare.
Him and Sam Raimi.
And it was like watching a unicorn drink from an enchanted pond. Like, we're just standing there like, oh my God.
Speaking of unicorns, I got to meet Tim Curry there. So
He did. So, it was like, I couldn't pass that up. So those will be added to the collection, to go on the fridge.
I got one magnet, and it's not horror-esque, but it's Miss Jessica Rabbit.
Because he couldn't resist.
Roger's wife, because I fucking love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And she is not bad. She's just drawn that way. But anyway, so we would recommend anybody in San Antonio, or if you're even near the city or surrounding areas, if you like horror, you like anime, go check out MonsterCon. Again, it is free. Parking is free. Yeah, man.
And you can make it. It's a family event too, so you can actually make a weekend out of it. If you live even as far as Dallas, come down here, go to Fiesta, Texas. Come by here, you know, everybody's super nice. It seemed like all the stores were dressed up too.
They were.
I think they had candy because some of those bowls were empty. But again, we were late, so we came in here all late. But they had some candy for the kids or adults. Everybody likes candy.
Yep.
And they had some nice bags, some little trick-or-treat bags and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a good all-around event. And if you've never been in San Antonio, I mean, there's historical things here too. You know, this is one of the oldest cities. One of them.
One of the oldest cities in
Texas. So hey, we
were there tied with Houston.
Yeah, we were 1837.
1837. So San Antonio is 1836 to 38, right there.
Y'all, we're nerds. So. We have random trivia in the car sometimes, and so we were googling that information before
because we wanted to know the question: what was the first city in Texas?
Right.
Turned out it was Nacogdoches.
Didn't know that. You know,
didn't know that at all. And been in this state all my damn life.
The first oldest city, big city.
The first oldest big city, Laredo.
Mm-hmm.
So
we were like, oh, okay, there you go. So. I mean, the Alamo's here, the Riverwalk. There's a is it? That's what it's called, right?
Six Flags Fiesta Texas.
Yeah. SeaWorld.
If you support SeaWorld, that's here too.
So yeah, it's a lot of
Blackfish.
It's a lot of historical and fun things that you can do if you want to make a weekend of it. You know, so it's nice. I mean, I've been here before. He hadn't been here since. You were
20 plus years.
Yeah, you know, but one of my best friends lives here, so I've been here more recently than that. And, you know, we decided to just, hey, come hang out with the friends and just chill and stuff like that. So if you get the opportunity and you're interested in horror, give it a try.
Yes. And so, yes, from Erana and myself, Cosmo Boss, we will check y'all out in the next Car Chronicles review. Maybe it'll be all 4 ninjas at that time again, but we'll see y'all next time. Y'all be good and have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.